Alrighty, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Max Sheriff Dunks. This channel is dedicated to helping people to sprint faster, jump higher, become super explosive, and generally just to become freak athletes. Now, as you may or may not know, I have taken my vertical jump from 22 inches and not even touching the rim to 38 inches and throwing down windmills. Additionally, my sprint speed, well, it's absolutely transformed. I've taken my 40-yard dash from 5.2 seconds to 4.67 seconds. So I have transformed my speed astronomically. And yeah, I'm just a completely different athlete. Now in this video, we're going to focus on speed. Today we're looking at the only 3 exercises you need to sprint faster. If you do all 3 of these exercises, I guarantee that you will sprint super fast and you will become super explosive. Chances are you'll be faster than anyone you know if you stick to these exercises consistently. So I think we should get into it. First of all, you need to run fast. This is all about the law of specificity. If you want to get better at something, you have to do that thing more often. What would a painter do if they wanted to get better at painting? They would paint more. So why are so many of you not going out and sprinting consistently? It makes 0 sense. Additionally, the beauty of plyometrics like max effort sprints is that they self-intensify, right? So as you get better and better, the sprints themselves become more and more intense and serve to continue overloading your body. And that spurs on adaptations. The adaptations make you sprint faster. There's no single movement pattern that is better for increasing general athletic capabilities than sprinting. There's been studies that have shown that when people do a sprint program, when they do sprints every week, they literally are able to throw a ball faster. They're able to be stronger. There's multiple studies done on stuff like this, and yeah, it just proves that when you train sprinting, when you do sprinting, even if you're not trying to get faster, you increase other athletic capabilities. So really, sprint training is actually central nervous system training. When you get better at sprinting, your central nervous system can fire quicker, and when that happens, you're better at literally everything. So sprints are so crucial. It's also a fast, short ground contact time activity with insanely high ground reaction forces, both horizontally during acceleration and vertically during upright sprinting. And it develops those fast twitch muscle fibers. Now I'm sure you've heard of fast twitch muscle fibers, but if you haven't, basically fast twitch muscle fibers are essential in any explosive activity. You name it, sort of jumping, throwing a ball hard, running fast, lifting heavy weight, everything that you can name that is explosive, is challenging to do, that's in a short time frame, that requires fast twitch muscle fibers. And sprinting is the best thing you can do to develop fast twitch muscle fibers. If you do sprints, you're going to get better at literally anything else that requires fast twitch muscle fibers. Additionally, you're going to develop your elasticity. And most importantly, of course, you're going to get faster if you sprint, right? But yeah, I'd just like to mention that even if you're, a basketball player who doesn't need to sprint that fast, it will help other things. It will help your vertical jump. It will help all sorts of things that you never would have thought would be capable. It's also super anabolic. Basically, what happens when you sprint is it actually increases your hormones, your human growth hormone and your testosterone, which will help you to basically get jacked, get really strong, and a fast twitch muscle fiber grows much quicker and bigger than a slow twitch muscle fiber. So sprinting, in my opinion, is literally the king of all exercises. I can't preach it enough. It's so good. Now, the specifics of sprint training, well, you have to be sprinting above 95% of your speed, of your max speed, because otherwise you're not training max speed. You need to time your sprints so that you're pushing intent. If you're not pushing intent, you're not going to get faster. You need to rest in between sets so that you're not tired, so that you can actually push it with your all every single sprint. a good indication of this is rest 1 minute per every 10 minutes sprinted. And you need to warm up well so that you can truly push the adaptations and sprint as fast as you can when you come to doing the sprints. So a good warm up would be maybe do some jogging, do some acceleration work, do some A skips, B skips, just get really, really warm. You can look at warm ups on YouTube as well, but truly, sprint training is all about performance, okay? You need to make sure that whenever you sprint, you're sprinting as fast as you possibly can. It's not the sort of thing you want to grind through. You truly have to be pushing with your max intent, otherwise you won't get better. So, without further ado, let's get into the next one. Okay, so programs. Now, we've got one-to-one coaching for people who don't want to have any guesswork, just want pure gains, really want to get so much better. I think it'd be super worthwhile for people like you if you truly want to push adaptations, get super fast, get super athletic, jump super high. That is literally made for people like you. But what? What if it actually worked? What if you actually became the most athletic person on your team? What if you actually got that first dunk? What if you had like a 40-inch vertical jump? What if you could sprint super fast? What if you were the most athletic on the field? What if you were the best on the field? Don't you think that'd be really worthwhile if you could get to that stage? Because you can. If you sign up to the coaching, I am sure that you will become a next level athlete. We've also got the 12-week vertical jump training program. You can have a look at that if you want to jump higher in just 12 weeks. Let me tell you, my vertical jump went up by 6 inches in just 12 weeks when I did that program. It's a great program backed by science. And at the very least, you can sign up for the free 4-week speed training program. I literally gain nothing from this. It's made for people like you to sprint faster, and it's completely free. No expenses, just pure gains. So check them out. They're all in the description. If you truly want to, become a next level athlete, check these out, because these are going to help you so much. It's going to take all the guesswork away from it. And yeah. Oh, also, going back to the sprints, I'd just like to mention that you want to be sprinting 2 to 3 times per week. It's been shown that if you don't sprint for more than 5 days, you lose your speed. So you've got to stay in that window all the time and make sure you sprint every single week. A good session, you can look at the free speed training program if you want to truly learn how to train to sprint faster. Second exercise, Bulgarian split squat. Right, if we want to sprint faster, we want to have better acceleration, we need to increase the amount of force we can produce into the ground. The best way of doing this is Bulgarian split squats. Why? Because it's specific, okay? You look at that joint angle. That's something that you'd see in an acceleration. It's on one leg. Sprinting is also on one leg. If you can increase the amount of force you produce on one leg in a split squat, chances are going to be much better at accelerating, much better at producing power in that early acceleration so that you can sprint really fast. Now, the Bulgarian split squat also trains maximum glute force production in angles specific to sprinting, right? So angles you see in early stance and also angles you see when the glute is fully lengthened. The Bulgarian split squat is an incredibly potent tool for sprinting faster. To be honest, for me, I think it's my best weight room exercise for sprinting faster. I have found the best adaptations from the Bulgarian split squat. It has made me a completely different athlete. So, a goal. Now, elite sprinters and elite jumpers, they don't care about arbitrary strength standards. However, it's a great aim to get to 1.5 times your body weight on the split squat. If you can get to that one day, man oh man, you will be super fast. You will be able to accelerate faster than anyone you know. You'll be ridiculous. It's a hard one to reach, but if you can get there, wow, what an athlete you will be. So, go get strong. Simple as that. Go get strong on the Bulgarian split squat. From that, I guarantee that you will sprint faster. Simple as that, period. Next, broad jumps. So this study, Sergio et al. Found that broad jumps highly correlate with sprint speed. There's even calculators online that you can put in your sprint speed over like 60 meters and it will guess what your broad jump is, or vice versa. Which just goes to show that a longer broad jump is very contributes to a better sprint speed. Acceleration is dependent on how much horizontal force and how much horizontal power you can produce. A long broad jump displays very, very good horizontal power, right? You're trying to jump as far as you can, and that's horizontal power, horizontal force, right? So you should aim to get to 300 centimeters or 10 feet, and if you can get there, you'll be accelerating super, super fast, and you'll be a great athlete. You'll be very fast. As I said, broad jump highly correlates, and that's literally it. Not even an anecdote from me. That is a study. Yeah, that's proven. So go get your broad jump very, very high. Okay, you need to be broad jumping 2 times a week, and get a tape measure out and try beat your score every single time. And one day, you will get to that 300 centimeters mark. It's hard to reach, obviously. But, if it was easy, everyone would be fast, wouldn't they? So, yeah, broad jump every single week, you will get super fast. And, yeah, I can't preach these exercises enough. They're great. If you can do all 3 of those exercises, just those 3 alone, you will make so much more progress, and you will be a super fast athlete. I can guarantee that. At the bare minimum, you will be faster, more explosive. And next, I'm bugging. Honourable mentions. So max effort jumps. Max effort jumps have a correlation to sprint speed. It's obviously vertical force production, so it's not going to be as good as something like a broad jump, but it's still, nonetheless, it's rate of force development. It's power, right? If you can get better at jumping, you're going to get better at sprinting. And yeah, I found that to be true. When my vertical jump has increased, my sprint speed has increased. So take of that what you will, but max effort jumps really potent for increasing your sprint speed. Sleds are, to be honest, I think they should be in the top 3, but I wanted to have a plyometric, a sprint, and a weight room exercise. But sleds are insane. They are insane for getting faster. One of the best things you can do, honestly. It comes just after sprints, in my opinion. But sleds are insane. You load up weight, and basically what happens then is you're increasing your body's ability to produce horizontal power, because you're dragging a weight behind you. And when that happens, you're going to be able to sprint faster and produce more horizontal force, which is very conducive to acceleration, as we've discussed earlier. But yeah, sleds, very good. You want to go from high weight to low weight in sleds, and yeah, if you can do sleds, they're a great tool. If you get better at sleds, you're going to get better acceleration. Better acceleration is going to make you faster. Sleds, I can't preach them enough. Super, super good exercise. Yeah, power cleans, very good exercise as well. It's rate of force development. Power cleans are the best exercise for increasing your rate of force development. Sprint speed, acceleration, that kind of thing is all about rate of force development. The only difference here is that power cleans are vertical force production, whereas something like a sled is horizontal force production. Acceleration is all about horizontal force production. Nonetheless, though, power cleans are going to increase your body's ability to produce power, rate of force development, right? And that's going to help you get faster. So those 3 definitely must-do exercises that you can add on to the 3 that we've discussed prior. But yeah, all this is going to make you sprint super fast. Trust me on this. You just have to stick to it, stay consistent with it, and from it you will sprint super fast. And of course, you can do the free training program in the description, and you can even sign up for my one-to-one training program, because that will yield the best results you can possibly get. That will change your life as an athlete. And yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the programs, obviously. At the very least, check out the free speed program. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you later. Just remember to check out the programs. Yeah, thanks guys.